What's up? It's your boy Big Cass. What's up, man? It's Big Cass TV. What's going on, fam? Having some difficulties here. What's up, Marco? What's going on, man? Having some difficulties here with my live. What's going on, boy Big Cass coming straight from the 210 Hood Squad family, man. What's good, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Good to have y'all here with me in the hood, coming straight, like I said, from the 210 Hood Squad family. What's good, fam? Uh, I got this exclusive video I want to talk about. Um, I want to talk about today about this cat, El Chapo Guzman, the leader of the Sinaloa cartel, and the Flores brothers. Their involvement with Kato. Cato's the Latin King leader that was from, you know what I mean, the head leader from the Latin Kings, who got killed and murdered. Was good. 305 in this. That's what's up, Marco. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the love and support, brother. Appreciate that. What's up, Banana Boat? What's good? Good to have y'all here in the hood. Like I said, all I ask when y'all come through, if y'all can smash that like button, I appreciate that. So yeah, I got this exclusive. I done some little research and I wanted to bring y'all update update on the Flores brothers, man. Who are big time dope dealers that were running for El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? They were working for El Chapo and they're from Chicago, Illinois. And the Flores brothers became what, if not the biggest drug dealers in the United States, man. And I'm talking about they were making billions of bucks, man. They were big time, you know what I'm saying? So, with all that, they got to know a lot of people, man. A lot of big time people, celebrities, uh, a lot of people in the game, man. And I mean, there's so much, man, so much information in regards to what actually went down with the Flores brothers, with El Chapo, because the Flores brothers had part of helping the government bring down that. If it wasn't for the Flores brothers, um, God knows what would have happened to El Chapo. You know what I mean? But uh, so yeah, the Flores brothers were tied into El Chapo and Kato, the leader of the Latin King. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all don't mind, I'm just gonna wait for a couple more people to enter the building, so I can get on with the video and let y'all know what's good and what's happening. So if y'all just give me a few minutes, I appreciate that. So what's good, Hash? What's good, my brother? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you, my brother. How you doing, homie? I'm doing good, bro. What's up, Danny? What's good, my brother? Thanks for coming in as well. I appreciate y'all smashing that like button, man. I appreciate that. Uh, doing good, Hash, man. How about yourself, man? I hope all of y'all, man, are doing good. I hope everything's tight on your side, man. I appreciate that. Or like, I'm chooching. Oh, that's what's up. Yeah. So, so yeah, man. Like I said, uh, just give me a few minutes, man. We got 5 people in the building right now. Got 5 likes. That's what's up. Just waiting for a couple more people to come in. If not, I'll just get with it. You know what I'm saying? And let y'all know what's going down, what actually is taking place, and and still the trial is still being uh it's ongoing as well. So so everything's still active as we speak. So what's good, Latasha? What's up, sis? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. Just came by to smash that like button. You know what's up. I appreciate that, Latasha. Thanks, sis, for coming in. Appreciate you smashing that like button. Appreciate that. One love. I'm going live tonight on two platforms. Hash info. Okay, that's what's up, Hash. Appreciate that. Thanks for the info, man. That's what's up, Hash. So, yeah, we got 7 people in the building. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let y'all know what's going on and what kind of information and I got. You know what I mean in regards to the Flores brothers and with their involvement with El Chapo and with Kato, with the Latin King leader of the Latin Kings. His name was Kato Rangel, I think that was his name. So without further ado, let's get it. Hey, what's up, Crystal? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. Okay, so what I'm gonna do? Okay, so let me just go ahead and get it. We got 10 people in the building. So so yeah, like I said, let's get it, man. Let me knock this out. So let me know. So also, let me know how y'all feel. If I'm sure a lot of y'all are aware of what's going down or what happened with El Chapo, who was one of the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel over there in Mexico, in Sinaloa, Mexico. So yeah, he was one of the big time dealers. He was actually one of the main leaders that was involved in the Sinaloa cartel, which were also involved in battles and with the other cartels for which was going on with drug trades, selling drugs, and for territory and all that, man. So let me get straight to it. What's up, DJ? Thanks for coming in, brother. Yeah, Chapo ain't no joke. Every rapper in the game rap scared to death of a Chapo. That's real talk, man. That's real talk, man. So let me get with it. Um Today I want to talk about this cat El Chapo Guzman, right? He was the leader or one of the leaders of the Sinaloa cartel. He apparently escaped from like 2 prisons in Mexico, right? But had been recently recaptured and is currently incarcerated awaiting trial. Fucking hate this shit. You kidding me, man? Sorry about that, man. It froze on me again. Um, but right now, El Chapo is being held in New York City, in New York, um, being held for his RICO racketeering case, which they arrested him for. So right now, he's actually in the United States here in New York. I don't know why it keeps pausing, but Sending hits like hell. Yeah, I know, bro. Straight up, DJ. You know what I mean? A lot of people are scared of El Chapo, man. And he was actually not the main dude actually running the Sinaloa cartel. There was somebody on top of him, and a lot of people didn't know that until he was actually was going to trial or actually going to court, and the Flores brothers actually admitted to it. And but Mexico knew the whole time who this cat was, but this individual also paid off the presidents in Mexico, so they didn't. So in Mexico City, I mean in Mexico, they didn't fuck with the Sinaloa cartel, man, and let them deal their dope and do their crimes. And the president didn't, let them do what he did. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, actually El Chapo Guzman, like I said, is not the actually head of the Sinaloa cartel. The main dude is Ismael Zapata, aka El Maya. That's the guy that's actually in top of El Chapo. He's the one behind closed doors. El Chapo was the one that was doing all the dirty work and running the Sinaloa cartel. But behind closed doors, it was El Maya that was actually in charge. What's good, yeah, man? Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the love and support, man. All I ask you smash that like button when you come in. I appreciate that. I walked over and my phone was on your live stream. Could allow me to be behind this? Oh, I don't know, bro. That's crazy, right? Maybe everything happens for a reason, man. You know what I'm saying? Epiphania. What's good? Thanks for coming in. Sis, appreciate that. All I ask is y'all smash that like button. I appreciate it. So anyhow, the main guy, his name is El Maya. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, um, this is a case about drugs, money, violence, prison escapes, and billions of dollars involved in criminal enterprise. I'm going to first lace y'all up about El Chapo's case first before I get to the other situations, other topics of it. All right. I'll keep getting a call. I'll be right back. All right, Latasha, I appreciate that. So, all right. So, I'm first going to talk about El Chapo's case at first. All right. So, anyhow, El Chapo had pleaded not guilty to all his charges involving international drug trafficking, conspiracy to murder, gun, and money laundering charges. El Chapo faces life in prison if convicted of all charges. The feds told the jury that Guzman earned nearly 14 billion as the kingpin of the powerful Sinaloa cartel using planes. I mean, this dude had so much money, man, that he even made submarines. They made submarines out of scratch, man. And it cost them over, they spent over $1 million for each submarine. But the way they looked at it, by sending drugs to United States, they made a lot more than $1 million. So it was a good sacrifice they did. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, they had it all, man. They had planes, trains, uh, automobiles, submarines to move hundreds of tons of Colombian cocaine into Mexico before shipping it to the United States. You know what I mean? I mean, they used submarines, and the United States didn't even know about it until a snitch actually told them about it, and then they started searching uh, for submarines, and they caught quite a few submarines. You know what I mean? Filled with drugs and shit. They even caught some of the submarines while they were being built. They weren't fully built yet, and they caught it, hidden. So they dismantled and broke it all apart and all that shit. And they spent a lot of money, man. So there was a lot of smart individuals, man, to actually make a submarine. You know what I mean? It takes a lot of knowledge to make a submarine, man. You know what I mean? So that they made submarine. They made them all. So anyhow, man. Um. So for distribution, so El Chapo had his own personal army and hit squad, and carried a diamond encrusted handgun and a gold AK-47. I mean, dude, El Chapo had a gold AK-47, man. That's some crazy shit. And a diamond encrusted handgun. That's some sick shit. They claimed that Chapo was the biggest drug dealer kingpin in the history of the world. So they were saying he was bigger than all the other ones. Hey, what's good, Isolation? What's up, bro? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. DMX had a song called Ayo Kato. Yeah, bro, I heard about that. Wife's in the video. She married one of the Flores brothers. Yeah, she married Margarito. After after the hit on Kato, uh, she actually went with Margarito Flores, and they actually went and stayed at El Chapo's crib in Mexico for a while before they turned state evidence, before they went to federal protective custody. She even went to federal protective custody with the Flores brothers. That's crazy, man. And not only that, man, this chick, she's a daughter of a Chicago policeman, dude. You know what I'm saying? She was the daughter of a fucking Chicago policeman. I mean, it gets deep, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy, man. From her being with Kato, the leader of the Latin Kings, who knew DMX, Fat Joe, who actually had his own record label. This dude Kato had his own record label and was producing music for Fat Joe and DMX. You know what I mean? They were tight, man. They were tight like that. And this chick, he married the daughter of a Chicago policeman. She married Kato. So then when after the hit went through and he got killed at that barbershop, I don't know how much time later, but she got with Margarito Flores, one of the Flores brothers, one of the twins, because they were twins. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, now I'm going to get deep in regards to El Chapo's case. The judge who presided, because there was a judge first who's presiding, who was judging, over the case in Mexico first before they brought El Chapo to United States. So the judge that was trying him over there in Mexico, uh, he was shot in the head while he was jogging outside of his home near Mexico City. Uh, his name was Vicente Fernandez. What was his name? Bermudez? I mean, not Vicente Fernandez. Vicente Bermudez. El Mencho is more ruthless than Chapo and a billionaire. CJNG cartels on top in Mexico. Yeah, you know what I mean. There were some big time other drug dealers like the one what's his name? The one that was from that was a big time drug dealer in the 80s over there in fuck, where is he from? He looked nerdy and shit. He had his hair combed to the side. I forgot his name, man. Anyway, his name was Bermudez Zacarias. Anyhow, so this judge was only 37 years old, and he presided over El Chapo's case. So now El Chapo got extradited to the United States by 2017, which he is here now in New York. Now the judge Kogan is trying El Chapo's case here in Brooklyn. So he's actually in Brooklyn. Uh, so I don't know if he's in Rikers Island or what, but he's in a federal prison. What's good, James? Just dropping by to say hi. I had a long day at work today. Appreciate that, bro. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for the support. Appreciate that. All I ask, if you can, smash that like button, bro. I appreciate that. Yeah, Escobar. Isolation. You're right, bro. Escobar. Pablo Escobar. He was a big time fucking drug dealer too, man. And he ordered a lot of fucking hits, dude. A lot. And he killed a lot of fucking judges, uh, newspaper people that were policemen. I mean, federal agents. I mean, presidents. I mean, everybody, man. He didn't give a fuck. Pablo Escobar didn't give a fuck at all, man. You know what I mean? He was, if not worse than fucking Guzman, El Chapo. You know what I mean? That dude, he didn't care. Anyhow, um, so El Chapo is extradited, so he's over here in federal prison, over here in Brooklyn, New York, awaiting trial. El Chapo is also being charged for at least 33 murders of police officers and people who betrayed him. So at least 16 cooperating witnesses, mostly underlings and rivals, are expected to appear in the witness stand against El Chapo and testify against him. Since El Chapo, who escaped twice from maximum security prisons in Mexico, has been extradited and will stand trial here in New York. So the government informants are expected to be presenting the most damaging evidence against their former boss, who are the Flores brothers. There were the big time eyewitness testifiers, man, that was used in the case. You know what I mean? What's up, oh reliable? What's good? I have read where Escobar built schools, homes, and fed people. Yeah, exactly, bro. You know what I mean? And what's even crazy about Escobar, when they sent him to prison, they let him build his own prison and have his own security and all that shit while he did his. The reason why they allowed it is because they knew where he was at, and it was just stupid, man. I couldn't believe they even allowed it. They allowed Pablo Escobar build his own prison and live there, and he was supposed to be there for like 5 years or something. But while he was there, still a lot of crime was still being involved. You know what I mean? They would have women go there, still dealing drugs, everything, man. Murders were still being done. You know what I mean? It was just crazy, bro. Pass extradition laws that send them to U.S. Okay, so yeah, man. So where was that? So yeah, man. He expected, to be presenting the most damaging evidence against El Chapo. Testimony from Chicago twin brothers, Margarito and Pedro Flores, are the twin brothers. Margarito and Pedro are the ones that were actually working for El Chapo. And they were transporting a lot of drugs from Mexico to Chicago. You know what I mean? Lovely Lady Williams, welcome. What's good, lovely lady Williams? First time here, dropping by to show support. Appreciate that, lovely lady. Welcome to the 210 Hood Squad family. Appreciate you coming in. Thanks for the love and support. Um, I appreciate it if you smash that like button. I appreciate that. So, it's all about the dollar bill. I know that's so truth, bro. Or reliable. That's all facts, man. It's all about the dollar bill, man. Making that green. That's all it's all about. Nobody else. They don't care about nothing else, man. No murders, drugs, everything happens for only one reason, and that's not because they want to do it because they love to do it. It's because they do it for the green, man, for money. That's the only reason, man, and it's sad, man. But so yeah, man, Margarito and Pedro Flores, um, they're about El Chapo's business like approach to his Sinaloa cartel will be heard at the trial. The twins from Chicago, aka the Turncoat, they actually call them the Turncoat Twins. Hey, what's up, powerful being? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate that. One love, man. Uh, Appreciate you showing some love and support coming through. Appreciate you for smashing that like button. That's what's up. So yeah, man, they call them the Turncoat Twins. They ran a nearly $2 billion drug ring in the Windy City until a routine police stop and a half a joint in 2003 later encouraged them. The officers encouraged the Flores twins to turn on their Mexican supplier El Chapo. Um, their heroin business and other illegal activities could have put the Flores brothers in prison for life. I mean, the Flores brothers got busted, man. Once they got pulled over, and I guess they were watching them. They were looking, you know what I mean? Uh, so they had them under that federal RICO Act, and they caught them with so much drugs and money, and got them tied to El Chapo. So they knew, you know what I'm saying? So they told him, man, that they're gonna do like life in prison, or they could turn on El Chapo and get a plea deal, and you know what I mean. So they decided to turn state evidence and become um and testify against El Chapo, the Flores brothers, Margarito and Pedro Flores. So that's what they did. So So yeah, man. So instead of trying to get life in prison, they decided to turn on him. So they only got 14 years in prison for testifying against El Chapo. 14 years, and each, you know what I'm saying? In exchange for cooperating with prosecutors to help frame the boss of the Sinaloa cartel, which supplied 80% of the cocaine sold on Chicago Street in 2003. I mean, they also, that's what they sold was cocaine. You know what I'm saying? So, the Flores brothers, while acting as trusted aides, you know, so I mean, they had to do something that was fucking scary, bro. Think about it. They actually had to wear like a tape recorder. They had to actually have a tape recorder on them. So they were taking a chance to getting busted and getting killed in order to set up El Chapo because they needed to show proof and evidence to the federal government in order to get the plea deal. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's up, Don Juan? What's up, my brother? Thanks for coming in, man. One love, brother. Thanks for that love and support. Thanks. I appreciate that Chapo being tried for crime in U.S., not Mexico. Exactly. You know, uh, even though he grew this shit in Mexico and got that shit from Mexico, but he brought it and brought it to America. So that's why they're getting them. They're trying them in the United States. You know what I'm saying? So also the Flores brothers, which worked with them for 10 years, they worked for a Chapo for 10 fucking years, man. And they decided they were the perfect eyewitnesses to testify against El Chapo because they knew everything about him. So they needed to get recordings of incriminating evidence against El Chapo about murders, about whatever was being done. You know, transporting drugs, money laundering, murders, whatever they could get on him. That's what the Flores brothers did, and it's not easy just to wear a tape recorder and a wire. It's not, man. I mean, because people actually get nervous and shit, and then if you get nervous, man, that's crazy, man. You know what I mean? They'll fucking catch it like that. So you gotta have strong will to do that. Hey, what's up? It's Rome thing. Appreciate you coming in, man. Appreciate that. One love. Thanks for smashing that like button, man. Appreciate that. On the rocks, bitch. What's up? What's good, sis? Thanks for coming in as well. Appreciate that. Or the Four Corner Hustlers gang in Chicago were hit with largest RICO case because of the Flores twins and Chapo case. Exactly. It's still going on. As a matter of fact, the Four Corner Hustler gang, they got them for the racketeering act, and their case don't start until September of next year. Just like uh Takashi 69. Takashi 69 case don't start until September of next year too. They start in the exact same month and year. You know what I'm saying? Which is crazy because Takashi is over there in federal and in Brooklyn, New York, and also is El Chapo. I mean, the Four Corner Hustler Bloods are also over there going to trial for that too. Spawn, what's his name? Swan or Spawn, something like that. I think his name is Spawn. Uh, Mad Dog or something like that. I can't remember, but I have it. I have it all written down. Uh, yeah, man, he was the main Four Corner Hustler leader who was involved in all that shit, and he was involved in the Kato hit and also with the drugs. Oh my god, he was involved in the Kato hit and the drugs. So yeah, man. The Florida's twins took dangerous undercover assignments, like recording conversations with El Chapo on the phone and taping him. You know what I'm saying? And taping him. What's up, G fam? What's good, my brother? Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate that. Uh, on the rocks, I just mod you. It's a Rome thing as well. Y'all been showing me love and support, so it's only right to give y'all a wrench. Uh, and mod y'all. You know what I'm saying? So welcome to the 210 Hood Squad family for sure. Most definitely. So hold on a minute. So yeah, they had to take recordings on El Chapo face to face talks with top leaders using recorders hidden in their pockets, man, and wiretaps. The Flores brothers' cooperation thought to provide the most potent view of El Chapo. I mean, they brought some deep evidence against El Chapo, man. So that's the reason why El Chapo went down. It was because of the Flores brothers, mainly because of them. You know what I mean? The Flores twins offer personal knowledge of the private army, navy, and air force commanded by El Chapo to move his shipments into Chicago, New York, and other U.S. markets. What's crazy is El Chapo built a fleet of tractors, trailers, aircrafts, including a Boeing 747, even had a Boeing 747, luxury yachts, fishing vessels, ships, and even submarines. So El Chapo had all that. But the Flores brothers laced up the federal government about everything El Chapo was involved in. You know what I'm saying? So, um, so yeah, they used all that to deliver all the drugs, man, all the fucking drugs. And El Chapo was dealing not just cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana. So all four of those: cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, and marijuana. It's 3 degrees outside. Where you at? It's a Rome thing. Where you stay at? What's up, G fam? Appreciate that. Oh, thanks for the blue cast. Oh, no problem on the rocks. No problem. So yeah, man. So now prosecutors have portrayed the Flores twins as two of the most significant undercover operatives in the history of the United States. The attorney's office in Chicago, even though El Chapo is being tried in New York, Chicago, Illinois can also file additional charges since it's another state. You know what I'm saying? But I guess the federal right now, since he's under the federal charges or whatever, he can also be tried in state charges as well. You know what I mean? So I don't know if they're gonna do that to El Chapo, but this dude's gonna get probably life without the possibility of parole. So I don't think he's even get the chance to get out. So I think he's gonna be locked up for life. You know what I mean? So I don't think Chapo's ever gonna see daylight again, ever. And now with all the evidence they got against him, and them knowing what type of person he was, a cold-blooded person, killing massive amounts of people, and not only that, but big time drug dealer. You know what I mean? And also escaped from 2 prisons. You know, because if you have money, you have power. Because you could pay anybody off to do whatever you want. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so you know what I mean. So uh, that also means that the Flores brothers would have to testify against El Chapo a second time. So right now, since he's in New York, Brooklyn, New York, and uh, being tried over there, if Chicago, Illinois decides to press charges on El Chapo, that means the Flores twins, they're gonna have to press charge. I mean, they're gonna have to testify again. You know what I'm saying? So that's like more stress and just more drama for the Flores brothers. And plus, there's once they're done with their time, they're supposed to go in under protective custody, under federal protective custody program, to where they change their names, they go to an undisclosed location, and they're given a certain amount of money so they could start a brand new life. And apparently they were given $300,000 each to start a new life, which is a good amount of money. 300,000. That's a lot of money, you know. So yeah, so the Flores brothers are in government witness security program and have not been publicly seen since their sentencing in Chicago back in January of 2015. What's up, Danny? Oh, you gotta go, Danny. All right, man. Appreciate you, bro. Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate that, bro. One love. So yeah, man. Chapo has so many tunnels, and Juarez architects say the city Juarez could collapse. Yeah, isolation. That's crazy, man. But every time, the police or the feds or wherever they catch a tunnel or whatever, they try to fill it in with cement. You know what I'm saying? They try to fill it in with cement if they're able to. You know what I'm saying? To fill it up so it can't be used again. You know what I mean? So if they fill it back up with cement, it's impossible for them to rebuild that tunnel unless unless they build another one somewhere else. You know what I mean? So so you know what's really fucked up about this whole situation in court? In 2009, back in 2009, Margarito Flores, the Margarito Flores Sr., right? The Flores twins' father was kidnapped and killed by the cartel hit squad in Mexico. You know, the Flores brothers told their dad not to go back to Mexico, so don't go over there. But uh, when the Flores brothers were taken under protective custody, he thought that it was cool to go back to Mexico. So the Flores twins' father went back to Mexico, and the Sinaloa cartel hit squad caught up to him, kidnapped him, shot him in the head, and killed him. And they left a note on him saying, "Yeah, your sons are rats and they're necks," something like that in those terms. And so they killed they had, for them testifying against El Chapo, their dad had to, or their dad got killed, and you know, and the results of it. So that was pretty fucked up. So that was pretty fucked up, man. If you ask me, you know what I mean. So so El Chapo was so ruthless, he even ordered hits on his own loved ones. You know, Chapo didn't have no limits. You know what I mean? He didn't care who screwed him over or who went against him or who had to be killed. If it was his own family, he would kill his own family. He even ordered hits on his own family. Uh, like he used a private army consisting of hundreds of men armed with assault rifles. You know, and to take out his rivals when whoever crossed his path that he felt that betrayed him or snitched on him or stole from him or just anybody that was against him, he didn't care who you were, man. He would take you out, point blank, period. Hey, what's up, Cutter? It's good to have you in the script, man. Thanks for coming through, bro. Thanks for the love and support. Appreciate that, bro. um El Chapo even ordered the murder of one of his cousins because he was suspected of cooperating with authorities. You know what I'm saying? He even killed his own cousins. I think there was like two cousins of his that he killed because I don't know if he had evidence against them or he just assumed, but he killed two of his cousins because he thought that they were talking with the police. It just goes to show he doesn't have no boundaries, no limits. He don't care, bro. Straight point blank period, you know? However, the real mastermind is Ismael El Mayo Zambada, right? That was the main motherfucker behind closed doors. He was an older gentleman, like I think in his 70s, early 70s, and appreciate that, Cutter. Appreciate that, man. So, El Mayo Zambada, the current leader of the infamous Sinaloa cartel, Zambada has operated for the last 55 years. So now, so he has to be like in his late 70s. So for 55 years, man, that's a lot of time being involved in the drug game. You know what I'm saying? Because he had the opportunity to retire shit a while back, but he kept with it. So anyhow, he's operating for the last 55 years because he pays for it. Like I said earlier in the video, he bribes the current president of Mexico, and for good measure. The previous president, he also paid as well. What was his name? Fox. The last president of in Mexico was Vicente Fox. He paid him off, and now it's Nieto. Nieto is the current president right now in Mexico, and he pays him off, so he won't be fucked with. You know what I mean? So that's why they're trying him in the United States because I don't think they want to try him in Mexico because if they don't want shit to happen to their families in Mexico like Escobar did to the people in his country. Like just imagine, like if you went to court in Mexico and they gave him life in prison because in Mexico they're against the death penalty. They're against that. Point blank period. They won't extradite you to the United States if you're gonna get the if you're gonna try them and go for the death penalty. In other words, you got to give them a statement showing proof that you're not gonna go for the death penalty. That's the only way they'll allow to extradite anybody from Mexico to the United States because they're really opposed to the death penalty. They don't believe in that. They don't believe about killing people for whatever crimes. Unless they get killed while they're trying to apprehend you. You know what I mean? It's either them or you. But as in like, electric chair, lethal injection, death by fire, or hanging, they're opposed to all that. But so that's why no matter all the killings, he's getting tried for 33 killings, Chapo. So that should automatically result in the death penalty in the United States. But they're not going for that. They're going for life in prison because so apparently or supposedly they they made an agreement to where they're not going to go for the death penalty. That's the only way they can get a Chapo to the United States. You know what I mean? Hey, what's up, Billy? Thanks for coming in. I didn't see you coming in. What's up, BK? Appreciate y'all coming in. Thanks for smashing that like button. I appreciate that. What's good, y'all? So yeah, man. So Mexico they have zero tolerance in the death penalty. So yeah. they have zero tolerance on the death penalty. They don't believe in that. So they're real big on that. So that's why El Chapo is not worried about the death penalty because they're just going for life without parole. You know what I mean? And he's gonna get that. El Chapo's gonna get life without parole. He won't see daylight again. You know what I mean? And I guarantee you, I could bet money that's what he's gonna get. You know what I mean? I guarantee you that's what El Chapo's gonna get. Plus, they already had testimonials from the Flores twins, and they got evidence from their tape recorder, wiretaps. They got all the evidence that they need, plus their testimony. You know, they got all that. So just hopefully they don't have to go through it again if Chicago decides to file charges against El Chapo as well. I mean, if the way I look at it, if New York gets the life without parole, why go for Chicago? Don't need to file charges. He's not getting out anyway. You know what I mean? But for some reason, for some apparent reason, I'm saying if he gets like a 50-year sentence or something, then I understand they could get him for additional charges or whatever and get more time stacked to that, so he actually won't come out. You know what I mean? So yeah, man. So okay, what's also weird that I find weird when I was doing this research, uh, this is it caught me like I don't understand it, man. It's kind of fucked up if you ask me. Zambada, which is supposed to be El Mayo, right? The main Sinaloa cartel leader, and yeah, Chapo works right under him. And what's weird is Zambada's own brother, his own brother, was a cooperating witness with the United States government in the case with his two sons against El Chapo. I don't understand. If they got Zambada El Mayo is supposed to be real tight with El Chapo, why is his family, his own brother and two nephews testifying against El Chapo in court? I don't, you know what I'm saying? That caught me when I read that, when I got that research done and I checked it out. That kind of caught me for a loop. You know what I mean? I'll be back. Gotta eat dinner. All right, Billy. Appreciate you coming in. I'll be back. Gotta eat. All right. Peace till next time. Hopefully 100. Love y'all forever, fam. All right, Kato. Take it easy, bro. Appreciate you coming in, man. BK reading from London. We got London in the house. All right, BK. That's what's up. So yeah, man. So I really don't understand how this is so. If El Chapo is under El Mayo, why is El Mayo's brother and two nephews testifying against El Chapo? You know, I guarantee you, El Mayo paid off the U.S. government so he won't be prosecuted. You know what I mean? So maybe the United States government only wants to El Chapo and consider El Chapo as the biggest prize they could ever imagine. So, and as for the Flores brothers, they're lucky they didn't get a life sentence for all the drugs they helped and smuggle in the United States. And apparently, the Flores brothers had smuggled at least 71 tons They smuggled 71 tons of fucking cocaine and heroin and nearly 2 billion in cash that they smuggled from Mexico to Chicago, and then from Chicago back to Mexico, like the cash that they had to pay off El Chapo. You know what I mean? Because they had to pay back El Chapo. You know what I'm saying? So taking the money back across wasn't a big deal. You know what I mean? But bringing shit across to the United States, that was the hard part. You know what I mean? Because they usually don't check out the cars when you're going to Mexico. They check out the cars when you're coming from Mexico to the United States. You know what I mean? So the prosecutors only gave the Flores brothers 14 years each in federal prison because of the danger they put themselves in through all the undercover work that eventually led to indictments against El Chapo and dozens of other drug wholesalers and um, middlemen from Chicago to Mexico. I mean, there was a lot of people involved. They I think they testified against El Chapo, and I think 17 other people that were involved, like couriers, like people that were actually bringing drugs across, hitmen, people that were hitmen, all types of people that were involved. You know what I mean? So, also according to the Florida statements, El Chapo uh, would load the planes with clothes and other goods and fly bogus humanitarian missions to South America on the return trips to Mexico City. The Flores brothers said the planes would be packed with as much as 12,000 kilograms. 12,000 kilograms, about 14 tons of cocaine that was unloaded and driven out of the airport with the help of corrupt officials. So, a lot of people were involved. Cops were involved. So many people were involved. Snitching doesn't apply to cartel. If you're running $1 million business and making deals with the government, it's considered ethical in business. Yeah, that's true. You know what I'm saying? Isolation? Straight up, bro. So yeah, man. So the Flores brothers testimony also led to sweeping indictments in 2009. Now, y'all hear this out real quick. In 2009, against 54 defendants. So I was wrong about 17. It was 54. So 54 individuals actually went down with the testimony of the Flores twins, the Flores brothers. 54 defendants, including a Chapo, who had remained a fugitive until his sensational arrest in Mexico, but is now in New York fighting in court to see how much time El Chapo is actually going to get. So I think I'm seriously, I know he's getting life without parole. Excuse me. He's gonna get life without parole. Hello? 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 You know what I mean? Can you hear me? So so what was that, man? So the Flores brothers have done a lot, and we're lucky to get even a chance to get a plea deal. But their deal they had to get evidence and wear wiretaps and have a tape recorder in their pockets to catch El Chapo with incriminating proof. This was something gotten the Flores brothers killed by them getting this incriminating evidence against El Chapo. You know what I mean? Oh, you can hear me? All right. I'll just double checking, Crystal. Appreciate that. Um, yeah. So the feds were asking for too much because under pressure, this type of situation could get anybody really nervous and caught, especially from someone like El Chapo, who was an actual cold killer. You know what I mean? So this is actually real hard to accomplish, and not everybody would have accomplished to get all the evidence the Flores brothers got. So even though they broke the street code and became snitches, apparently, that's what everybody was saying. They became snitches. They had a chance to start a new life with their family, but without their dad, uh, Margarito Flores Sr., who was kidnapped and murdered because they testified against El Chapo. Also, the Flores brothers thanked the United States and federal agents for allowing them not to spend the rest of their lives in prison. Since the brothers cooperated, they only received 14 years each for cooperating instead of doing life. Because they could have done life without parole. You know what I'm saying? Because they done a lot of criminating shit as well, man. You know what I mean? Um, just like their involvement with the Kato's death. There was a lot of uh theory, a lot of people saying the Flores brothers were the reason why Kato Rangel got killed. That that Latin King leader, the one that was in charge of the Latin Kings, uh, they were saying because of Flores, he got killed. I'll tell you why, the reason why, in a bit. What's up, Oklahoma? What's up, actor Shabam? Appreciate y'all coming in. All I ask, if y'all smash that like button, I appreciate that. Got you back. Okay, cause yeah, y'all make sure if y'all haven't supported each other, make sure y'all go to each other's channel and smash that red button and show some love and support and join each other's movement. I appreciate that. It's all about the positive vibes, showing positivity and joining each other's team, man. That's what we're all about. Appreciate that. What's up, Terrell? What up, G? Thanks for coming through, man. Appreciate that. Thanks for smashing that like button. I appreciate it, man. So where was that? So now back to El Chapo. The Sinaloa cartel employed many hitmen who carried out hundreds of acts of violence in Mexico, including murder. Um, they also to collect drug debts, silence potential witnesses, and prevent public officials from taking action against the cartel. Also, between 2007 through 2011, El Chapo ordered to kill thousands of drug trafficking competitors, during which many of his victims were beheaded. So not only did they just kill them, man, they beheaded these individuals. They were just trying to prove, how ruthless these people were, man. How the cartel worked, how they rode. You know what I mean? So when I was younger, we used to go to Mexico a lot. You know what I mean? But after the cartels, and once I heard about they would hold you for ransom, and you know what I mean, chop your fingers off, send them to your family, and stuff like that. Our whole family stopped going. You know what I mean? I mean, we didn't want to get involved in any type of shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So anyhow, so now El Chapo now faces a sentence of mandatory life in prison without the possibility of parole, and a maximum sentence of life on his remaining charges. So he has quite a few charges against him. You know, what's even crazier, y'all? Sean Penn. Y'all know who Sean Penn is, right? The actor. I'm sure most of y'all knew. Had a 7 hour encounter with El Chapo while El Chapo was on the run. So Sean Penn went, to visit El Chapo while he was wanted, while he was a wanted man. And he said they drank tequila, ate tacos, and while El Chapo was boasting about how much drugs he trafficked, like heroin, meth, cocaine, marijuana, uh, that anyone else, that he sold so much drugs that he was the biggest drug dealer than anybody in the world. He was boasting to Sean Penn, you know what I mean? Telling him all this shit. And what's up, Jared? What's good, my brother? Thanks for coming in, man. Appreciate that. One love, man. Um, so yeah, man. Penn also said that they talked about El Chapo's mother, and Sean said that the interview was was brokered by a Mexican actress, which her name was Kate del Castillo. She was the one who actually set up the interview from Sean Penn and El Chapo, because El Chapo also knew that Mexican actress, Kate del Castillo. So because of her, Sean Penn was able to meet up with El Chapo, but El Chapo never heard of Sean Penn before they met. You know what I mean? He never heard of him, but he went ahead and talked to him. You know what I'm saying? And got to know him and shit, which was pretty cool. You know what I mean? So now I'm going to update y'all on how Kato Rangel, the leader of the Latin Kings, died. You know what I mean? Apparently, Kato had taken 150 kilos of cocaine from the Flores brothers. So he took 150 kilos from the Flores twins and didn't want to pay for it. I don't know how he got it. I don't know if he actually stole it or they gave it to him and then he didn't want to pay. I don't know how exactly Cato got a hold of the 150 kilos, but I think they said he stole it. So I'm not sure. So don't mark my word on that. I don't know how he got a hold of it, but Cato took 150 kilos from the Flores brothers and didn't want to pay, not a dime. So so Cato Rangel went to the barber shop one day, right? Where he usually goes to get a haircut. Um, Cato had his back to the front door, and Simmons, who was hired by Span to kill Cato Rangel, Simmons went inside the barber shop, shot Cato in the back of the head and a couple more times while Cato was on the ground, and also shot the barber on the foot and Cato's bodyguard on the hand. So when he went straight in, Cato had his back towards him against Simmons. So Simmons walked straight up to him, put the gun right behind the back of his head, shot him, and he went forward, fell to the ground, shot him a couple more times. And the barber was right next to him, so he accidentally shot him in the foot. And the barber, I mean, Cato's bodyguard or security guard, whatever, got up and he saw him, like I guess go went for his weapon, shot him, and shot him. And he didn't know where he shot him at, but he got shot in the hand. Took off running. Apparently, the bodyguard chased him, but Simmons got away. Right. So, so that's what happened at the barbershop. Right. Uh, Simmons apparently got was supposed to get paid 30 grand for the shooting, for the killing, right? For the hit. At first, the dude Broman Span wanted to kill Kato Rangel because of how much jewelry Kato had on. Before the Flores brothers threw a hit on him, uh, Broman Span um, wanted to kill Kato before that, before he knew about for the Flores brothers throwing a hit on him, because Kato Rangel always sport a real expensive jewelry. He had like uh, a 80,000 thousand necklace with diamonds on it, a watch with diamonds on it that was worth like 120 grand, a diamond bracelet that was worth like 80 grand. So he had like $280,000 worth of jewelry on him. So plus he always had money on him. You know what I'm saying? So they were planning to do that for a while, but apparently he ripped off the Flores brothers. So the Flores brother got a hold of Broman Span, who was the leader of the Four Cornered Hustler Bloods. That's who Broman Span was. He was the leader of the Four Corner Hustler Bloods. So once the Flores brothers talked to him, Broman Span talked to Simmons and a few other individuals, and offered. I guess the Flores brothers offered Broman Span more. I don't know how much he offered him, but Broman Span offered Simmons 30 grand. But apparently he got screwed. I don't know if he got paid some of it or none of it or what. But apparently Simmons got screwed over it. You know what I mean? What's up, Apex? Herpes. It's crazy. What's good, man? Thanks for coming through. Appreciate that. So anyhow, so yeah, so they were supposed to pay him 30 grand, but I don't know. So Broman Span wanted to kill Kato Rangel because of the jewelry he had on. But Kato had around $280,000 worth of jewelry on him. But all of a sudden, the Flores brothers called Broman Span, the head of the Four Corner Hustler Blood Gang, to kill Kato because he stole 150 kilos, 150 kilos of coke from them. So Broman Span had some individuals named Ware, Nunnery, and Simmons in the car, but only Simmons got out and did the shooting. Time passed, and they all got arrested for Cato's murder. I don't know how they found out who shot him or how they got uh, the information or what, but they arrested Nunnery, Ware, and Simmons and Span, Broman Span, but Broman Span beat the case. The other three individuals got time for that murder. So, so, and they all got arrested for Cato's murder, but only Broman Span beat the case. Squeaky Simmons got 53 years. He's the one who shot and killed Cato. He got 53 years for that murder. Nunnery got 36 years, I guess, for conspiracy, for knowing, whatever. And Ware got only 11 years in prison. I think Ware's the one who snitched on the other individuals. What's up, DJ? Every rapper performs for Masonic concerts and is open to the public. Look up Black Youngster Live, Masonic Temple. Okay, good looking out, DJ. Appreciate that, bro. Uh, so yeah, man. Ware only got 11 years in prison. Broman Span and others of the Four Cornered Hustlers Blood Gang got arrested for the Federal Racketeering RICO Act and won't go to court for all the cases until September of next year. However, Kato Rangel's wife, because remember, Kato Rangel was married, uh, and she was loyal to him. She was loyal to him while she was with him and everything, man. She was a down chick with him, uh, until he died. And then she, gets with Margarito Flores, one of the Flores twins, you know, uh, until they all go to federal protective custody. But before going to the federal protective custody, um, they spent time a book about cartel wives in 2017. What's crazy is that Valerie Gaitan, Cato Rangel's ex-wife, and now she's with Margarito Flores. She is the daughter of a Chicago cop, right? Anyhow, they stayed with El Chapo until the Flores brothers went against El Chapo. So they all had to go into the federal protective custody program. So that's exactly how Cato Rangel died, because he stole from the Flores brothers, and not because certain individuals wanting his jewelry. But before, a lot of people wanted to jack him, Cato Rangel, because he had he was a millionaire, man. This dude had money, bro. He had so much money. Uh, he was he got his own record label, and he was producing music for DMX and for Fat Joe back in the early 2000s. You know what I mean? And he was the leader of the Latin Kings organization. And so a lot of pull. He had a lot of pull. This dude. He even had more money and more pull than a lot of celebrities. You know what I'm saying? So uh, I saw a lot of videos and photos of Kato with a lot of celebrity pictures with celebrities and shit. Which, you know what I mean? He was a big cat. He was a big boned dude. You know what I mean? And but what's fucked up was his ex-wife ends up going with one of the Flores brothers, which is who Kato jacked. You know what I mean? He jacked one the Flores brothers out of 150 kilos, man. Imagine people getting killed out here for a 20 sack. For a 20 sack, man. Imagine 150 kilos, man. Are you kidding me? That's a lot of drugs, man. That was worth a lot of fucking money, bro. I think I was worth like over $1 million, or I don't know. It was worth a lot of money. Um, hey, what's up, Elvis? What's good, my brother? Into the building, ladies and gentlemen. Smashing that like button. Appreciate that, bro. 210 Hood Squad. What's good? People get killed out here for a quarter, bro. That's what I'm saying, DJ. You know what I mean? I mean, and people, it was, we got White Mike. Do you know why organs are being snatched out of people's bodies? Yeah, for the Masons created every police department in America by pointed star with vice lords. Aren't the vice lords bloods? Mickey Cobras, P Stones, etc. Aren't the vice lords bloods? White Mike? Say White Mike. Aren't the vice lords bloods? The main goal for gangbangers is for selling drugs. That's the whole point. Yep. Exactly, DJ. That's facts, bro. Even in nice neighborhoods out here, facts, bro. Where White Mike go? He came in and then bounced. Detroit Masonic Temple has rappers perform. Look up Blank Yellowstone. And let me write that down. Masonic Temple. So what's good, y'all? What's up? Mike was here for a minute. Yeah, man, he bounced. That's what's. Hey, what's up, Kepler, man? What's good, my brother? Thanks for coming in. Appreciate you smashing that like button, man. That's what's up. What can I say? Downtown Denko. So yeah, man. But yeah, there was at first before the Flores brothers threw a hit on Kato, there were a lot of haters out there. There were a lot of haters. Uh, so and Kato knew that. Kato knew that, man. So that's why he had his own security guard, like his own little bouncer and shit. Um, and who carried a pistol with him all 24/7 because he wore so much expensive jewelry and so he had, you know what I mean? He had to been on the lookout 24/7, man. So and apparently he wasn't supposed to go to the barbershop that day, apparently. But they noticed his truck was parked outside. They saw his truck. I think he had a blue truck with some rims and parked outside of the barbershop. So that's why they knew. So they parked like right next to it, like on by the alley. They parked like on an alley behind the barbershop, and the barbershop is like a trailer. It's like a it was a trailer. And so yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it was a trailer and but yeah, there were people in there. There was even people in there, man. So there were when Simmons went in, there were actually two people on the front door trying to get in, but Simmons made his way through them. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey man, let me through. Like he went in. You know what I'm saying? And then once he went right in, he just pulled out his pistol, man, and just shot Cato right in the back of the head. So he was probably dead before he even hit the ground, and shot him a couple more times. You know what I'm saying? Straight up, man. So yeah. And then his ex-wife, and then what? As his wife, ends up going with Margarito Jr., which is crazy, man. She ends up going with the dude that Kato actually ripped off and shit. You know, but I wouldn't know why, even though he was apparently a big time dude, the leader of the Latin Kings. Why would you jack 150 kilos from two of the biggest drug dealers that actually worked for a cartel, for a Chapo? That's like stealing from a Chapo. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know if he knew it, if he knew the drugs were from El Chapo or not. I think he probably did know. He didn't give a fuck. He wanted to come up. You know what I'm saying? So um, you know, you know, shit. He deserved. I mean, straight up. You don't think you're gonna get away after stealing 150 kilos from somebody and nothing's gonna happen to you. You know what I mean? Like they're not gonna try to kill you, man. I mean, come on, dude. Are you serious, man? Kato's wife probably gave him up. Yeah, isolation. You know what? You're right, bro. I was thinking Kato's wife told the Flores brothers where he kicks it at, where he's at, and all this shit. She gave him up, because think about it. Right after he dies, she goes with him. She's with Margarito Jr. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a red flag right there, man. You know what I mean? So, and yeah, and then when they all go to that federal protective custody, they all three go under that same, federal protection custody program. So she was right with them, you know. Um, and she at first they were saying that the main reason he got killed was because of his jury, but that was bullshit because Simmons, after he shot and killed him, he didn't take his jury. His jury was all there. The chain came off. I don't know how it came off him and ended up by the door, but all his jewelry, he still had his watch on. He still had his bracelet on, but the chain and the medallion was on the floor inside the barbershop. So no one took his jewelry. You know what I'm saying? So the reason why he got killed was because he stole from the Flores brothers. It wasn't like they decided they just wanted to kill him out of hatred or envy or any of that shit. It was because he stole from them. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. Extra shots for the wifer. Yup, Kato's wife probably gave him up to Flores brothers. Yeah, man, that's what I was thinking. Isolation. You know what I mean? They also had stated that, but there were no facts behind it. But I'm a red flag right there, saying she had to have given them up, man. She had to, man. It's just too much evidence showing going towards that. You know what I'm saying? But there was no actual evidence stating that, or at least I didn't find it. You know what I'm saying? But there's so much information out there in regards to this case. You know, so I don't know if I'm gonna do a part two of this case or not, man. But uh, tomorrow I'm gonna do another video for sure. But I don't know what time I'm gonna do it. But yeah, man, I'm gonna get with it tomorrow. I'm gonna try to do two tomorrow. So make sure y'all hit y'all's notification bell. Make sure uh yeah, y'all hit that notification bell so y'all get notified when I do my next live. I appreciate that. I also want to let everybody know I appreciate y'all coming through. Hey Jared, uh let me yeah, man, you've been showing me a lot of love and support as well, man. It's only fair. It's only right. It's only right. I give you a ranch too, bro. Yeah, I just gave you a ranch, Jared. Thanks for welcome to the 210 Hood Squad family, bro. Appreciate that, girl. What's that? Proms killed without the jury on and no money taken from pocket. Suggest he was killed for other reasons. Yeah, exactly. Isolation. All right. What's that, Jared? Um, I also got some important information that I want to address to all my supporters. Um, there's something that's you know on my chest that I've been wanting to address to all my supporters and 210 Hood Squad family and everybody out there also, fans and everybody, just in everybody in general that that watch my videos and stuff. Um, I don't know if I might do it later on today or tonight or early tomorrow morning, but there's something very important I want to address to y'all. It's in regard to myself, and so I'm gonna do it. It's gonna be a short video. It'll probably be like a 10-15 minute video. But it's just something I want to address to y'all and let y'all know what's going on and what's gonna happen. And but y'all stay tuned for that. So make sure y'all hit that notification bell, man, because I don't know if I'm gonna do it tonight, like in an hour or two, or early tomorrow morning. Um, but it's something real, very, very, very important. I want to address to all of y'all and let y'all know. Okay, so just want to let y'all know that. So thanks for coming through. Appreciate that, and thanks for coming. Checking out my chat. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all share this video. I appreciate that. And for those who hasn't subscribed to my channel, make sure y'all smash that red button, man. Join the 210 Hood Squad family for as long as it's gonna last. Uh, so all right. So yeah, man, straight up, this your boy Big Kaz, and I'll probably do it that live probably in an hour or two. So stay tuned for that. All right. It's your boy Big Kaz with the 210 Hood Squad family. I'm out. One love. Come on, man. What the fuck? Fuck, man.